Anime.
More like Anna Gay. Alright, we'll leave.
Invented inadvertently in 1945 by the USA when they hit Japan with that 1-2 combination. The resulting radiation of this combo led to a plethora of birth defects among the local populace, the most obvious of which were enlarged eyes, the near complete disappearance of the nose, and hair colors that were otherwise unnatural. The artists and storytellers of Japan began using these horrifying disfigurements to create characters to populate their fantastical fictional worlds. And now these stories are all we have left to remember their likenesses by, as the Japanese government swiftly moved to remove them from the populace by relocating them into an active volcano as part of an effort to have the nation move on from the tragedy that created them. In its early days, anime focused on the tenacity of humanity to survive through seemingly impossible odds. One of the most popular anime of this time was an inspiring tale called Fist of the North Star, which centered around a man traversing a hellish post-apocalyptic landscape, solving problems with extreme violence. Eventually, anime became less about surviving a post-apocalyptic world, and more about creating one. Anime about espionage and big-ass robots and war were all the rage. It was all just a sign of the times, really. With this worldwide cold front producing all these proxy wars, it was all anyone could think about. In time, anime shifted away from the simplicity of stories about post-doomsday life, deep-cover Discord ops, and war, and moved to the more intricate and incredibly complex setting of a normal high school. From the fall of the Berlin Wall till now, high school has become the expected standard setting for all anime. With the advent of its long-term standard theme, anime took its place in a specific niche in Japanese culture, fitting itself in as wholesome Saturday morning cartoons and vile hardcore pornography. This all changed when anime spread to the east, or west, depending on how you look at it. Anime spread like a plague through the vulnerable, unprepared, and unsanitary society that was 1990s America, and like anything new and scary, the Humanitarian Office of Moral Outrage decided to look into it. The homo at the time was upset because Dragon Ball and Pokemon were teaching children that there are beings in the universe more powerful than Jesus, and that they can use witchcraft to capture demonic familiars and summon them to do their bidding. Lucky for Atlas, they managed to fly SMT under the radar, eh? Could you imagine the shitstorm if the homo found out there was a game where you could literally summon a giant green penis? Quick aside, what the fuck is this? I thought censors in Japan were supposed to make the FCC look like a group of pouty children. How'd they let this through? I can't imagine how Atlas convinced them to let this green bastard slide in. It's just a massive emerald cock with a really bad case of hypospadias. Don't look it up. What I imagine as their defense doesn't make any sense either. No, it's not actually a huge jade pecker. It's a demon that tried to tempt Buddha into nutting while he was on the path to enlightenment. What is he, fucking stupid? He's trying to make a man nut, and the form he chooses is a colossal Celadon cum cannon? Nah. I don't give a fuck what kind of shit you're into. I refuse to believe there is anyone in existence who wouldn't have their sex drive entirely erased upon seeing this thing in reality. Anyway, what was I talking about? Right, anime based in high school. So, with the explosion of popularity abroad, there was an equal demand and more variety of stories within anime. While high school itself is not a genre, there are many stories that can take place with the backdrop of a high school. For example, murder mystery, ghost busting, discovering your homosexuality by joining a sports team, discovering your homosexuality by joining a K-pop group, the monotony of day-to-day life, ghost busting, becoming a superhero, dating 8 women at once, ghost busting, and ghost busting. Now let's take a closer look at some of these genres, starting with slice of life. This genre explores the deeper themes and nuanced humor that can be found in day-to-day life. So it is actually high school, the genre, so forget what I said 30 seconds ago. Shows like Nichijou, Azumanga, Seinfeld, Persona if you cut out the fun and interesting parts, and I don't think this belongs here, but I'll let it slide. For some reason, teenagers fighting against the paranormal is a common trend in anime, making ghost busting one of the most popular genres in the medium. Most anime of this genre stick to the basic formula of high school kids fighting ghosts or skeletons. A few, however, do like to mix it up a bit. Maybe the protagonist is actually a skeleton like in Overlord. Maybe the protagonist is actually a ghost like in Seinfeld. Or maybe the series will kick up their spooky villains to the next level like what Fire Emblem is doing. Look at these fucking spooks. You notice anything interesting? Anything at all. That's right, these spooks aren't ghosts, nor are they skeletons. They're some kind of terrifying skeleton ghost, sometimes referred to as a scost by some paranormal experts. The genre that revolves around watching someone date 8 girls at once, known as haram, which is Japanese for fucking disgusting, is incredibly frustrating. It's like watching a Let's Player go through a dating simulator, except they've had their eyes and hands surgically removed. Speaking of sexuality, do you know most people in the West wait until college before they find out that they're gay? But in Japan, they just get it out of the way while they're still in high school. I guess they're just ahead of the curve. I don't know much about the whole becoming a superhero genre, as the only anime I've seen people referencing when talking about it is some shit called Boku no something, I don't know. My point is, long ago, I was told to never watch an anime called Boku, so I won't. When I tried to learn more about the genre as a whole, however, I came across what is apparently the Japanese word for the genre, shota. So I searched that on Google, and about 15 minutes later, the RCMP was at my door with a warrant to seize my computer. So I'm never looking into that again. Fuck, just writing the script without a computer has been a nightmare. I'm not sure how well this leapfrog laptop is going to handle any kind of video editing software. With all these different kinds of anime, how is one supposed to know which ones are actually good? Well, one way is to, watch anime. Fuck that. Who the hell watches anime? There's actually a much easier way to determine whether or not an anime is good, and it doesn't require you to sit through 4 episodes of story and 8 episodes of filler. The most efficient way to determine if an anime is worthwhile is best explained by this quote: "An anime is only as good as its best girl." Big talk coming from someone whose best girl is decent at best, but he is correct. Now I know what you're thinking. Misinformed, what is this so-called best girl? For anyone who has a handle of the English language, at least at the level of a 4-year-old, should be pretty easy to figure that one out on your own. But if you need some guidance, I'm more than willing to help you out. Best girl is a term used to refer to the girl that is the best. That wasn't so hard, was it? If you're wondering why the best girl matters so much, it's because the best girl is an anime's best chance at making money through merchandise. You think you're gonna sell any body pillows, figures, cosplay outfits, or those weird titty mouse pads if the best girl of your series is a 6 out of 10? Hell no. This method is usually quite quick, often requiring at most a quick glance to identify a best girl, and by extension you get an understanding of the anime's quality as a whole. Watch how long it takes me to identify 10 best girls. There, boom, got her, boom, there, another one, boom, there, time. Whew, see that? Only 3.09 seconds. There are situations, however, where even this tactic can be rather difficult. For some anime, determining who is best girl isn't so cut and dry. Take Evangelion, for example. Who is the best girl of this series? Who knows? Top anime scholars have been discussing this topic for almost as long as I've been on this earth, and a general consensus is still nowhere within reach. Oh, what's that? You want my opinion on the matter so you can insult my shit taste? Well, joke's on you, buddy, I don't have an opinion on this. I'm gonna leave this one to the professionals to decide on an objectively correct opinion. In the meantime, please enjoy this picture of an unrelated character from an unrelated series who is unrelated to this current topic. To close this out, we'll run through the average life cycle of an anime from beginning to end. Like all terrible things, it starts with an idea. You then transform that idea into words and some drawings. Now, if we were back in the 1950s, it's at this point you would need to approach some magazine or other form of publication to get your words and pictures out to the public. But with modern technology, you can just post that shit straight onto the internet, or hire a biplane pilot to drop leaflets of it over a city. Once your series gets popular enough, you can start looking into Korean sweatshops in order to find one that will turn your words and drawings into moving drawings that talk. If people pirate the anime enough and enjoy it, then one day they may feel inclined to actually financially support it. You'll know the anime is peaked once Netflix offers to make a shitty live-action movie based on it. And once the anime reaches its maximum point, there's 2 options. Either give it an unsatisfying end, or just keep it going until the heat death of the universe. And that's everything. With this deeper understanding, I hope you can now better enjoy your degenerate Chinese cartoons, just like Lil B intended. Thank you, Based God! And now, I'd like to give a shout out to some of my patrons. Abstract, Atu, Andis, Ben, Boybabaddy Noi, Citrus L Thrust, Cole, Colin Fire Sr., Cutright, Daniel, Dr. Nevermore, Magnum, Philippe, Hank, Hooded Angel, Jack the Yak, Jeb Should Have Won, Juice Goose, Michael, Mohammed, Lil Gimp, Nathan J, Nathan K, Rio, Nick, Nick F, Peek Me On Lan, Rain, Richie, Rodrigo, Samuel, Informed, Seba S. Bob, Sieg Fang, Snaku Wu, Thomas, Barantorix, Wheeze, William, and Xander Cage. And now a word from some of these patrons. Motherfucking shit. I was just masturbating, and everything was going great. I was in my room, had my headphones on, I was totally naked, sitting at my computer, fapping away to a video on Faku. All of a sudden, there's a really sharp pain in my dick, like I just got stabbed with a sewing needle. I jerked my hand back, and it bumped into my computer tower, which sits on the desk. Well, I had my stick of deodorant on top of the tower, and that bitch fell off, landed deodorant end down on the head of my cock. Holy fucking shit did that hurt. And on top of that, it hit so hard that it actually forced some deodorant into my urethra. Communism is Hitler, Mussolini is God, Italia is your mom, Misinformed is your rotting dick. I mean, nice. Naruto is for weeb fags, Cowboy Bebop forever. There's an old man sitting next to me making love to his tonic and gin. I ain't no weeb, so I don't have anything relatable to add except... Nani? Because your anime is different, doesn't mean it's good. JoJo stole the Persona format and made it worse. By the way, Part 7 is trash. Hey guys, you should all check out my friend's band Blue Joy.